আসসালামু আলাইকুম বিসিসিবিয়ানস, মেজবা বলছি আপনাদের সাথে। Very quick একটা morning live, and I'll talk about just one thing, and that is voting against your values. আমাদের সবার কিছু ভ্যালুজ আছে। আপনি হিন্দু হোক, আপনি মুসলমান হোক, you have certain values that you bring to Canada, and those values define who you are. And usually the political parties that you support should reflect your values. Now, for me, for example, I am right now trending conservative. So I am going to look to the Conservative Party and see how their values align with my values. If you're a liberal, you're going to take a look at the Liberal Party and then see, how the liberal values align with your values. Now, there is one thing that is very unique in our community, and that is voting against your values. Now, let's say you're a middle class Canadian. আপনি এখানে একটা নর্মাল চাকরি করেন, average earning করেন. আপনি চান যে the government should not tax you too much. Things should not be very expensive so you can afford stuff. And, you should get along life. You do not want to take support from the government because that's not your values. Your values are to work hard, enjoy the fruits of your own labor, so as to speak. But, we Bangladeshi Canadians, we vote against our values. Now, I'm going to ask you some very pointed questions. How many of you would love it to commit suicide? Very plain, direct question. Do you think it's okay to commit suicide? Do you want to commit suicide? That's question number one. Question number two. How many of you would want your child to do drugs? Again, your child is doing drugs. How many of you would like that? Third question. How many of you would want your children to be gay? Now, I'm not saying anything on any parties or positions. I'm asking you three direct questions. Do you think it is okay, or would you like to commit suicide? Question two. Do you want your kids to do drugs? And question three. Do you want your children to be gay? So these are the three questions that I asked to our community. And if you're the average Bangladeshi community, I think, the answer to each of these questions will be no, no, no. If that is the case, ask yourself, why should you support a party that will enable all of these? So that's what I mean voting against your values. You have certain values. Just because one party says something doesn't mean you have to agree with it. And that's the point I'm trying to make here again and again. We Bangladeshi Canadians are a powerful community. We have a voice. Use that voice. Why I'm saying this? Because, in my position, I have met members of parliament from both sides, and 100% of Bangladeshi Canadians do not have to vote a certain way. 10% of our community is enough to flip seats. So, for example, Danforth, right now, strong liberal. If 10% of Bangladeshi Canadians vote conservative or NDP, that area is not going to be liberal. This is why I'm saying you are very powerful. You have a voice. Make your member of parliament earn your voice. Let them respect you. Don't blindly vote. Again, do you want to commit suicide? No. Do you want your kids to do drugs? No. Do you want your kids to be gay? I leave it up to you. These are your values. Fight for your values. Don't give votes to a party blindly that doesn't respect your values. কালকে আমি একটা পোস্ট করেছিলাম বিসিসিবিতে on how the government is helping people commit suicide. Right now in Canada, a veteran, somebody who fought for the army, who is now disabled, and she competed in Olympics for Canada, called the government and says, can you help me get a lift chair in my house? And the government official said, we can't do that. Why don't you commit suicide and we'll help you? And this is a government program run by the government. So I put just this part on BCCB. If you are a liberal voter, the answer should have been what happened is wrong. And Trudeau said it. Even Trudeau realized this is wrong. But our community went beyond Trudeau. They're like, what he's doing is absolutely right. Even if Trudeau is saying he is wrong, our community is, no, he's absolutely right. He is right to help this person commit suicide. There are so many good things about the MAID program. Ask yourself, is this something that you support? I'm not saying whether you support the government or not. I'm saying this particular thing, do you support it? If you don't support it, what is the problem saying it? Just because you support the Liberal Party or the Conservative Party does not mean you cannot criticize the Liberal Party or the Conservative Party. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you are blindly supporting one party, you will never be accepted by that party because they will take you for granted. Be empowered. Question the party, even if you support it. That's my message to you. Thank you. Take care. This is Ibi. See you soon.